Hello, and welcome to this introduction of the AMP network. First off, what I'd like you to do is take a look at the following chart. I think you'll notice very quickly that something is wrong. The cost of educational books has outpriced medical services, new home prices, and even just the Consumer Price Index over the last 20 years or so. To combat this, Open Educational Resources, or OER, have been introduced. These are teaching, learning, and research resources that reside in a public domain and have been released under intellectual property licenses that permits their free use and repurposing by others. Examples of OERs are full course and course materials, modules, textbooks, videos, software, and any other materials or techniques used to support access to knowledge. Finding and using open educational resources can be both easy and difficult. There are many sites available for searching for OER. There's OER Commons, which has been established for a while and has many good resources. There's CK12, whose Flexbook Builder is an amazing resource. There's Merlot, that is a repository of educational resources, and many other sites available out on the World Wide Web. With these sites, you can use, reuse, remix, and reshare these resources. Now, this is based on licensing, and the other issues you need to be able to find what you want. Now, creating and licensing open resources can also be done by an individual. You yourself can create OER and share openly on the World Wide Web, but you must be aware of the licensing. You cannot use copyrighted materials, and to combat that, there's Creative Commons licensing. You can read more about this at creativecommons.org. Their mission is to help people share their knowledge with the world, and they offer license specific to sharing materials. There are over 882 million Creative Commons licensed work and counting. Some of the issues a teacher may find when searching for open educational resources is it can be very time-consuming. It can be a needle in the haystack. There's so many resources out there. 882 million is a large number. You have to pay attention to the licensing. You do not want to get caught using copyrighted materials. It can be time-consuming to create your own materials. Teachers are busy people. You need to decide what type of license for your own created materials, and there are several options. All this combined can be very intimidating. The goal of the Arizona Mathematics Project, or AMP, is to deepen teachers' mathematical knowledge and skills, and this has been accomplished through workshops in which teachers work through thought-provoking activities. What we found is many of the teachers were asking where they could find such activities for their own classroom. They had access to the activities from the workshops, but how do they deliver these activities to their own students? What about other topics? What about activities they've created themselves and they want to share? The answer? The AMP network. The AMP network is our own OER database for which we can openly share resources. The AMP network offers a variety of ways to search for resources, a variety of types of resources, and they're all related to the career and college readiness standards. The AMP network offers filtering via the standards, displays licensing info for each item. The site includes a resource editor. You can add attachments, tags and descriptions, additional authors, and choose the appropriate license to publish to the site. To help with choosing a license, you answer the questions, and you get an appropriate license for your resource. The goal of the AMP network can be broken into three pieces. Create a place where AMP teachers can go to find activities, lessons, and other materials that reflect the standards and the math practices that they've been engaged in during the workshops. Create a place where AMP teachers can share their own items with other teachers, not just AMP teachers, based on the standards and the math practices reflected in the workshops. Create a place where any teacher can go to openly share materials that reflect these standards and math practices. The AMP network is designed to support the teachers of AMP and share resources on a national level. In the pipeline, we will soon offer badges for contributors, a view counter to provide visitors and contributors with numbers of downloads, and a geographical indicator of users, either as data or as a heat map. So come join us on this mathematical journey by visiting amp.azmath.org. Once there, register, and then you can begin to browse our various learning resources that are being created by both our AMP facilitators, and AMP participants. When you're ready, you can even share and become a contributor yourself and join our long list of contributors who are helping make the AMP network so successful. So come sign up today and help us make the AMP network the go-to place for math resources in the state of Arizona and across the country.